Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be my April chit chat video. Big thanks to those of you who left me some suggestions of what I should call this feature, because I was calling it my monthly favourites, but do you know what? I just want to feel like I'm sat down just chatting to you guys, updating you on a few things, showing you my current projects, and yeah, so I think chit chat is a good name for it. I also realised that it's not actually April as you're watching this, we're just going into May, but you know, I was struggling to get it in for last weekend, which last weekend's video is doing really well, so I'm really glad that you are liking that one. So let's talk about that first, because I have it down here. So I was actually really excited about this one, because this has been a really popular tutorial request. It took me so long to get that out then. Yeah, cardigans and just wearable items have been like so highly requested, and I have said to you so many times that they terrify me a little bit, but I have been really working on building my skills to try and bring you things like that, and also you know, just learning, basically trying to learn so that I can pass my skills on to you. So this is the cocoon from last weekend's tutorial. It is so easy. If you want to start with like a cardigan or something, but they kind of terrify you just as they did with me, this is just so easy, because it's just basically four big granny squares sewn together, folded in half, and then you just put your sleeves and the ribbing round, or the cuffs and the ribbing. So easy. This is using the Karen and Pantone yarn, which I have been absolutely loving. I'll leave a link in the description box below so you can go and check out the blog post for this, because you'll see better photos of the actual cocoon and like all the details of where you can get the free pattern for this as well. While I'm talking about this, because I know that there's not been a huge amount of comments, but there's been a few comments about sponsored posts. I am super proud to be working with any of the people that sponsor my content, and those sponsors are so invaluable to me because it helps me keep doing what I'm doing. There's this really kind of weird thing about bloggers or vloggers getting sponsored. People just don't seem to like it, and I'm not really sure why. Because without sponsors and without YouTube, without having adverts on my YouTube, I wouldn't be able to do what I do. Literally, I wouldn't be able to do what I do. So thank you to those of you who have always been supportive of that, and I really hope that you know that anybody that I work with is because it's someone that I genuinely love. And also, I really hope that I'm still bringing you value with that content as well. So yeah, sorry, a little bit of a ramble there, but I've seen a few odd comments and I just thought I would address it. But thank you to those of you who have always been supportive. I hope that sponsored content doesn't put you off in any way, because it's again there just to bring you value and share things with you, and it keeps me doing what I'm doing. But anyway, ramble aside, that's what these chit chat videos are for. That is the latest tutorial, and I am in love with it, and I am putting some designs together to bring you some more content like that, which leads me to the next thing that I want to talk about. So this has a little bit of a personal side to this story as well. So just to give you a bit of context of where I'm at with this, the end of last year, especially the last 6 months of last year, I got really a lot of sickness, a lot of things that were back to back. Ella was also poorly as well, my daughter Ella, so it was kind of like we were playing a tag team. She'd get ill, I'd get ill, she'd get ill, I'd get ill, and it was really difficult to get things done, especially to film tutorials videos, because if she wasn't at nursery I wouldn't get those days and all of that. And then I was just totally exhausted from all of these illnesses. So just before Christmas I actually went to the doctors and I had this list of all these things that had gone on within the last 6 months or so. And I was expecting her to say, you know, you're just anemic, you're really run down, what have you. But she did some tests and it turned out that I had low white blood cells. And a lot of the things that I had were scarily similar to symptoms of leukemia. So she actually sent me for some more tests. I actually had to wait 4 weeks to have the tests redone just to see if it was just my immune system being low or if it was something more serious. And that 4 weeks was a really scary time. You know, you try and stay quite positive and motivated about things, but also, you know, you can't help but thinking, oh my goodness, what if this is something more? So that kind of took a toll on me mentally. Anyway, it turns out I am fine. Hooray. Thank goodness. But when I started to feel physically better, I still had that mental side because it was really tough and things were still getting on top of me, and I did suffer a little bit mentally. And I've talked about this a little bit on my lifestyle channel, so if you haven't seen that, there's a lot of kind of behind the scenes family stuff on that channel. I'll again leave the link in the description box below. But yeah, it kind of took its toll on me mentally, and it's taken me a while to get back to that as well. I've got busier, the subscription box has launched. I'm trying to find the box. Oh, the box is here. The subscription box has been launched. So I've had a lot on and it's just been really difficult, and it's kind of, this is the point, it's kind of forced me to think about what I do, what I want to give to you guys, and how I can give it whilst giving the best possible tutorials and content, whilst keeping my sanity and my mental health and my physical health in the right place that it can be. Because if any of those suffer, then what I do suffers and the content suffers. So I've been thinking a little bit about how I can get around that, because I would really love to bring you guys more full tutorials of how to do things, like that cocoon for example, or like the crochet washcloth that I did. So that was like a stitch tutorial, but it was made into something a little bit more. I would like to do that, however I'm very aware that there is only so many hours in a day, only so many days in a week, and to do those full tutorials takes time. You know, they have to be made, the pattern has to be checked, they have to then be maybe remade on camera to film and then edited. So for example, that cocoon tutorial I edited was 10.5 hours in the end. 10.5 hours just to edit that video. So it takes a long time. So my question is quality better or quantity? And how can I find a balance between those? Because I still want to be putting my videos out. I've just got to find the best way to do that. So I would absolutely love it if you leave me a comment and let me know what you like about my channel, what you would like to see on my channel, and maybe what don't you like about my channel. Because it's okay to give feedback that needs to be improved on. It's just all in the way that you deliver the way that you say it. So yeah, I really want to listen to you guys and get your ideas of how we can move forward so that I can give you what you want, and I also can keep a check on my mental and physical state. That was a ramble, wasn't it? I hope you're still with me. Maybe I should just go back to the old format of monthly favourites. So yeah, I just wanted to give you a little bit of an idea of what's going on, why there might be a few videos missed out. 1 week or something like that, it's not because I don't want to do my tutorials anymore. I absolutely do, but sometimes it can just be a little bit difficult. I think batch working is probably one of the ways that I'm going to go, because I still love doing my stitch tutorials. I love building up that library of different stitches that I do. I don't know, let me know. I'm open to listening to what you guys want. So I don't have a huge amount of whips that are going on lately, just because I've been working on that crochet cocoon, and also been looking into designing more wearable items. So that's where my focus has been, rather than I've not been doing a huge amount of crochet as such, like crochet for fun or anything like that. So it's kind of been learning more this month, which is really exciting. I just love that. But I have been looking a lot at different designers. I have a huge amount of designers that I have loved for ages, but I'm just exploring new ones as well, because I'm looking for designers for the Crochet Society box. The box has got some amazing designers for its first one, so if you haven't seen that video, I'll leave a link in the description box below so that you can check it out, because I'm so excited about it. But also I have just done a Q&A for this box, and quite a few questions came through which weren't box related, so I thought I would answer them on here instead, because I still wanted to answer them for you. So Crochet at the Croft has said, what is your favourite pattern? And my favourite pattern would probably be the bobble stripe pattern, which I started and then finished while I was pregnant with my daughter, and then I used it as her crochet blanket. I just think it's so pretty and so beautiful to look at, if I do say so myself. But yeah, that one is gorgeous. Sharky Nose Crochet has asked, how do you make a career from crochet? And it's funny you've asked that, actually, because I was thinking about putting a blog post together all about how you can make money from crochet, and just being really open and honest about it, because I think sometimes people think making money is this like really seedy, dirty thing, but we've all got to pay bills. So I just thought that would be a really good blog post to do, or maybe a video talking about the different aspects of how you can build a career and make money through crochet. So let me know if you'd like to see that. Tricks for staying motivated with larger projects when you don't have much time to work. That's from Eden Standing. I struggle with large projects, if I'm being honest. I start them, then I get a bit bored, and then I start something else, and then I might go back to it, and then I get bored again. So I'm probably not the best person to give you advice on how to stay motivated with larger projects. Maybe you could perhaps say, okay, I'm going to complete this amount of this project, work on that until you get there, then allow yourself to do something smaller in between, then go back to it and do it in blocks, and that way it doesn't feel so overwhelming. And I might take that advice for myself as well. Ravens World 22 says, what age did you start to crochet, and how, who showed you? So I started to crochet in 2010, and I basically learned through YouTube and a couple of different books. I don't remember the name of any of them, if I'm being honest, just because YouTube wasn't like such a big thing back then. So when I started, it was never, you know, oh, I'll subscribe to this person and whatnot. So I can't remember who it was, but thank you, whoever it was. But yeah, 2010 is when I first started. Also, this kind of reminds me that as of yesterday, when I'm filming this video, was my 5-year anniversary of my very first crochet tutorial, which is crazy. How fast has that time gone? Coco Crochet has said, how did you first pluck up the courage to put yourself out there? It does take a little bit of guts at first, but once you've done it, you kind of feel liberated, and you just it's addictive. You just want to do it more and more and more because you see people interacting, you can see that you're helping people and sharing and inspiring, and that is what motivates me to keep going. I am actually quite a shy person. If you met me, I am shy until I know you, and then I can be sort of a little bit more outgoing. But yeah, if you put me in a room full of people, especially if I feel that people are looking at me and I don't particularly know why, then I get really shy. So I think that's the case with a lot of people on YouTube. They can be quite introverted in real life, but it doesn't seem that way when they're on camera. So all I would say is, if you are thinking about putting yourself out there on a blog, on a YouTube, whatever, just go for it, because what have you got to lose? Absolutely nothing at all. The only thing that's holding you back is yourself. So I'm going to hop across to Facebook now and see if I can answer some of those questions. Marion Gregg says, how do I keep my edges straight? I think I'm doing a fab job. Stop, have a look, and then it's wonky. And that can depend on what stitch you're doing. Some of the times, if a stitch does seem a little bit wonky on the edges, then you can just tidy that up with a round of double crochet or single crochet if you're in the US, or blocking might help. But it's just really a matter of making sure that you are working into those end stitches. I'll leave a link in the description box below of how to keep straight edges, because that kind of talks about where your end stitches are and all of that. So you might want to go and check that out, Marion. So Rachel Mars says, how many whips do you have and do you go back to them? So I have one whip at the moment, not including one from years past, and I think that kind of answers that second part of the question. She says, I start a project and can get bored, but I find it really difficult to return to a project once I have left it. Yes, totally agree with that, which is why some of mine are still half finished. She also says, as I don't know what hook I was using and my tension has changed. So one tip I can give you for that is put it all in a bag, like a little mesh bag, or like an IKEA bag, anything that you can get. Either write on it if it's plastic, or just put a piece of paper in with your hook size, and then you'll remember what hook size it is. Or you could have a project book where you write down all the details. Then if you find your tension has changed, just go up or down with your crochet hook to try and match the rest of the project. So thank you so much for those questions. I really hope that you've enjoyed listening to the answers. I really hope that you have enjoyed this chit chat video. It's very much been a chit chat video, just giving you a few updates of what's been going on behind the scenes. I realise I've not showed you a huge amount of yarn or crochet, but I hope you've enjoyed listening anyway. Again, please leave me some comments below so that I can find out what kind of things you want from me in these chit chat style videos. If you don't mind a little bit of non-crochet related content, or you want me to keep it strictly crochet, it's totally up to you. I realise that there's going to be a mixture of people wanting different things. But thank you so much for watching. If you did like this video, give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to keep up to date with all of my latest videos. Thank you. Bye.